is Marshall, and I wanted to make a video of this Briggs & Stratton engine. A friend of mine, Richard, came to me and asked if he could learn about motors, and I decided to start with this project here. I'm not sure what the age is, but anyways, we made a video of tearing it apart and getting it running.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so beginnings of engines. Let's take this and blow it off. So this project turned out to be pretty fun. I sped it up from here forward until the very end when we were trying to start it up. This was a fun project. We had quite a bit of fun. It took us about an hour total to tear it apart. We took a little break, a lunch break, and then we came back and put it together. I think it was about 30 minutes of putting it together, maybe a little bit longer. I got to show Richard a few tricks. You just saw I put string down the spark plug hole to keep the motor from turning over. That was a trick that I was showed years ago by my dad. And this was also a fun project in that it still had points and condensers, or points and condenser. It had not been switched over to electronic ignition yet, so I got to show Richard kind of how that worked, and we filed the points way down and were able to get them to spark. And in fact, it had really nice, clean blue spark when we got done. And yeah, it was just it was a good and fun project. Even though I work on mowers and engines and things all the time, I still had a great time doing something like this, in that it's simple, yet we could tear it all the way apart and put it back together and start it up. This motor has probably been sitting over 10 years. I got it 4 years ago or so, and it's been sitting on a shelf, just hanging out. And so yeah, it was fun to teach him kind of how a motor worked and everything, and you know, clean it up, put it back together, and get it going. So I'm hoping to do a few more projects like this, maybe film a little more angles. I wish I had another camera so I could have done the other side, so you could see a few clips of that as well. So yeah, go for it. There he is, master mechanic, Rich Hemingway. Okay, now you shut it off this time.